Welcome back, folks. You are looking at a chart of gold on a 15-minute time frame. I want to go through my trade yesterday that I did in Asia session and then talk a bit about what's next for the gold market. Okay, yesterday I posted this trade, and this trade was a trade that I already spoke about in the video that I did yesterday morning. And I said that the market would be targeting the lows of London the day before. Okay, and I'd be looking for a pump up to short to target those London lows. Okay, so that was the Asia session pump up, and that was the drop down. Okay, down into these London lows, pretty equal lows there at the time. Okay, and then Asia went straight down, and that was a trade that I posted here. Again, the pump for the dump. Okay, this was the first part of the trade that I took off. Okay, and then later on the remaining portion down at yesterday London lows. Okay, so if I'm looking for the market to go down, as I said in yesterday's video, I'm going to wait for the pump. Right, I want to pump for the dump. If I'm looking for the market to go up, then I want a dump for the pump. Okay, that's all I'm looking for. Now this move down here took all that liquidity down into on the left hand side there, and that became the low of the day. Okay, so that's basically another pump up, which we'll talk about in a moment, and that also came into a 4-hourly fair value gap. Okay, so check your charts and you will see that. Okay, so again, this is just another dump for the pump. Okay, and I also posted that up here on Twitter. Okay, and you can see there's order blocks, and look at time, right? So it's time and price. So at 2 a.m. We've had this dump down, and then now we're pushing back down into these order blocks at the right time for that reversal. Okay, so I didn't trade along. Okay, I said in my video yesterday I'm only looking for shorts, and I haven't journaled all of my trades from yesterday. I probably won't journal them all. There's just too many. I had quite a good day yesterday, trading in alignment with my directional buy. So you can see all of these are just shorts. Okay, I've got no long positions because that was my buy, so I stuck with my buys. Okay, even though we had a long setup, I did not trade it. Okay, sometimes I do, but yesterday I didn't trade that long setup. It was quite an easy setup. You've got your order blocks here. So, you've got this dump. That's the first thing I look for if I do want to take a long position. And then you can see this is the reversal. Order blocks here, consolidation. Then at 2 a.m., we're going to move back down to these order blocks. Okay, so that there is your London first hour manipulation, right? You can see the London 1 a.m. is there. Okay, and then we go above those order blocks. These are 3 down candles on this 15-minute chart that are coming down into this order block fair value gap. Okay, validate the order block by going above and closing above, and then 2 a.m. goes into those order blocks. Okay, so very clean, very easy setup back up to the high of the day. Okay, and that's what we have in London. So that was a nice move up. As I said, I didn't trade any of this. Okay, so it would have been nice back up to these highs. A nice 100 pip move up. Okay, now I want to talk about the week that's evolved, and because this down move was expected, right? As I said in my video yesterday, I'm only looking for short, and that's all I traded. I only traded short. So I want to talk about how I understood that we would have some kind of a pullback, some kind of reversal, which is also what I mentioned in my video yesterday, that I'm looking for that pullback. Okay, let's jump over to a daily chart, because if you can understand how the week is evolving, then you can kind of understand where the market might be headed, when you might be able to expect reversal. Now, I've always said that your pullback, your reversals are going to be on a Wednesday or a Friday. Why Wednesday? Because that is the middle of the week. Okay, so if it doesn't occur on a Wednesday, then it typically will occur on the Friday. Now, that doesn't mean it's always going to occur. Sometimes the market may go in the same direction for multiple weeks. Okay, but in markets like gold, which are heavily traded, you will typically find that middle of the week, you can expect a reversal or some kind of a pullback, and you can kind of see how the week has evolved to kind of determine if that's going to be the case or not. So this was last week, we were trading down. Okay, now when did this market reverse? So the market reversed on Thursday. So we have Thursday, Friday, and Monday. So you have 3 days of volume in the market. Okay, when you have 3 days of volume in the market and going in the same direction, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, then you can expect that there's going to be a pullback, right, after 3 days of volume in the market, especially if you can see that you are kind of, that third day is a Wednesday, right? Because that's the middle of the week now, so the market's setting up for a pullback. Okay, now that's more easier to identify when you have a large range day in one direction. So this is Monday. Okay, Monday closed at the highs, and now the massive fair value gap there, right? The market Monday has closed out of balance. Okay, with this pump up, this is basically just a pump up, and so Tuesday we have a pretty much an inside day, even though we do have a wick that goes above Monday's high, but that is a very narrow range day, and that can be seen on a 15-minute chart. If we look at Tuesday's trading, you can see there's a small, it's just a consolidation, right? Just a bit of a box there, a narrow range day. Okay, so you can kind of see that Tuesday's a small range day. I classified that as an inside day, even though the market has traded outside of the previous daily high, but it's a very small range day. A small range day. On small range days, you can expect big moves. Okay, I mentioned that on a 4-hourly chart I looked at in a video I think I did yesterday, where there was a small range candle on a 4-hourly chart, and I said when you have inside bars, this was this candle here on a 4-hourly chart. Okay, notice this candle here is within the low, okay, and the high of the previous candle. I said when you have that, then the next candle is expected to be a large range candle, which it was. It doesn't tell you the direction. You still need to know what direction you are expecting. Okay, so on Tuesday we had a small range day, not completely, theoretically it's not an inside day, but it's a small range day. I classify that as an inside day because this is really just a stop hunt. Okay, and so I'm expecting a large range day, and that being a Wednesday and the middle of the week, and Monday closing in breakout. You can kind of paint a picture. Okay, so that's what I was expecting to pull back on Wednesday last night. Okay, and now we can see that the market's pretty much balanced. Okay, so I'm not overly bearish, right? We've had a nice move down, but I'm not overly bearish because all we've done is really just balance this market, right? So there's not much left in anything that's not balanced, and that gap there is acceptable. Okay, now what have we done? We've pretty much just come down into order block, right? These three down candles are your order block. We've closed above the high, and this is just a pullback into these order blocks. I'm still looking for these daily highs to be taken in terms of liquidity. Okay, so my directional bias is still to the upside. Sure, I could be wrong. We could be coming down for a deeper pullback into this gap. Okay, if we do, that won't surprise me. Let me fix up this. Should be a different template. Okay, so if we do come down here, look, I'm not going to be surprised. One reason we might come down there is because we have taken external liquidity. So we've taken these daily highs, and then the market should be reaching for internal liquidity, which would be that for that fair value gap there down at 24.10. But we've also come down into these order blocks. Okay, so and we've kind of rebalanced this Monday's trading that closed in breakout. So it could go either way. We are also at premium pricing, so it's a bit of a mixed. Okay, discount pricing would be down here. So a bit hard to read the market right now. Directionally, I'm bullish to the long side, looking for these equal highs to be taken. From a price perspective, we are at premium pricing. We've taken external liquidity and should be heading down to internal liquidity down to these order blocks. So that's not going to surprise me if we go down there. So I'm only looking for scalp trades. Okay, if I'm going to short the market right down to any of these levels down here, then I want to see a pump up. Okay, so maybe this will be a level that I can have on my chart and wait for the market to pump up to fill in that fair value gap from yesterday's trading. Okay, so I want to see a pump up for in shorts. Okay, I probably won't take any longs at this point in time because we are at premium pricing, so I do want to see a discount. Okay, and I might look at a 4-hourly chart to see if there's any discount pricing on a 4-hourly chart. These equal lows down here from last week. I'm still looking at those. I think we do need to get down there at some point, and maybe that's where we're headed now that we have closed down with this engulfment. Okay, and below this swing low. Okay, so really I want to see more information. Okay, I'm not ready to take longs at these high prices. Even though I do believe that the draw on liquidity is above these daily highs. Okay, had we taken that yesterday, then a move down would be more higher probable. Okay, so I'm going to be monitoring the markets. I'll probably just take scalp trades. I do like this level. Okay, this is a daily fair value gap, and also on the 4-hourly it looks good, 24.10, and the fact that we've now kind of, changed our directional bias from a 4-hourly time frame by engulfing the up candle, which is a bearish order block, and this is now going to be our swing low where the market may need to come back into to mitigate, okay, for continued moves down. On a daily chart, that is a fair value gap, okay, that I do believe we need to come back into for any continuations to the downside, okay. So as I said, for me to short, right, I want to see a pump up, okay, I want to see a pump up for any movement down. For me to long, I want to see a dump down for any movement up, okay. So for example, if we dump down in Asia, right, in London, and we take out previous day low, right, yesterday's low, then I'm going to be thinking that that's a dump for the pump. Right, maybe we do that first and then go back up to this level, or wherever that fair value gap is on the daily chart, and then have a continuation down. So really, it's about monitoring the market, identifying the setups at those key times. Okay, if you look at what the market did yesterday, let's just jump into a 1-hourly chart again. Let's just get rid of this. So it's not in the way. Again, we have this pump for the dump. Okay, so we've had this dump for the pump. Now we've had a pump for the dump. Okay, and that's what I'm looking for. So if I'm going to be looking for a long position, then I want to see a dump down, take out previous day low, okay, in Asia, London, for pump up, maybe back up to these, this fair value gap, okay, which is basically where the bearish order block started, okay. If I'm expecting the market to go down, then I want to see a pump up, maybe into this key PDRA resistance level, premium pricing, okay, to go down. So they're the two things I'm looking for. If I don't get any of that, we just consolidate, I'm just going to sit on my hands and be patient, okay. And so having seen that you've had a market that's closed in breakout on Monday, there's a fair value gap there on the daily chart that needs to be balanced at some point in time. The market's been rising for 3 days. You're on a Wednesday, it's the middle of the week, and you can see that the market's pumping up. Then with high probability, you can kind of gauge what the market might be doing next, right? You can kind of gauge that if you do take out a daily level, which is what the market did there, okay, all this liquidity has now been taken on a day where is a high impact news where volatility will be injected, okay, could you forecast a potential repricing from that level? Right, pump and the dump. You can see you got the pump. Okay, you can see you've got liquidity above there. Okay, high of the day, high of the week. Also daily highs at that level. Okay, that the market's tapping into. Right there. You know that it's Wednesday, key day for a pullback or reversal. You know that there's a massive gap here from Monday's trading. Okay, that needs to be balanced. Okay, so this here is a pump up day where you've got 3 days of volume from last Thursday, right? As I spoke about, Thursday, Friday, Monday. There's some balancing that needs to be done between the high of this candle, which is Friday's high, and where the market closed on Monday. We've had a inside day, right, or small range day on Tuesday, day before. So here's all the liquidity we've got, okay, that we've taken on this, even though it's a shallow run, which is why I'm still directionally longer term, higher time frame bullish. With high probability, could you expect this move down to somewhere close to that? You don't have to get the exact target, but from that move, which is over 300 pips, could you take 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pips? With high probability, giving all of those things I've mentioned, absolutely you can, right? I already hinted it in my videos that I'm looking for a pullback in my video yesterday. They're the things that I have identified. That comes with experience and just understanding price action, okay? So with high probability and a high degree of accuracy, looking at how the week has evolved, Thursday reversal, right? Friday and Monday, 3 days of volume, all in one direction. Monday closing in breakout, okay? Tuesday, small range day. Wednesday is key day for pullbacks and reversals. Takes out all this liquidity. Could you, with high degree of accuracy and high probability, expect the market to move down on that Wednesday after seeing the setups? Okay, what are the setups? Well, it's the pump for the dump, right? All of London, let's actually jump to our hourly chart, it'll be easier to see. All of London just pumped up, taking all that liquidity, okay? And then you've got your real move, the dump, to balance this out of balance market, out of balance from Monday, right? They're the things you need to look at, okay? So I hope the video is useful. Go back and study the charts, try and understand exactly what I've said here, okay? I'm not saying that you risk capital or even trade. In particular, not saying to trade the news, but when the move sets up and the news is over, after that first 15 minutes, even after the first hour, right? This is the 9 a.m. Candle, right? Well over when the news was announced. This candle started here at 9 a.m. Okay, that's the news there. Inside of that candle is the 8:30 news announcement. Okay, this is a 9 a.m. So plenty of range from 9 a.m. all the way down to close to that Friday high there. Okay, that entire range from where liquidity was taken down to close to that Friday high to balance the market is over 400 pips. Right? I'm not saying you could have taken the entire range, but could you have taken 60, 70, 80, 100 pips, or 200 pips, or 300 pips? Right? If you just down to these lows. Okay, that's the low of the day. Okay, that's what I traded down to, because that's the easy target. You know that I'm always aiming for the easy target, right? My trades will all close here, 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just right there, just before the low, right? I don't always target the exact low of the candle. Okay, so go back, study the charts, understand the way that the week has evolved, so that next week you can, with high probability and a high degree of accuracy, be able to forecast future price movement based on historical price action. Okay, hope the video is useful. I will not talk with you in a future video.